Hi there, everybody. My name is Laura Kelland-May. I'm from Thistle Ridge Stables, Thistle Ridge Skill Builders, and today we're going to talk about reasons you don't win at horse shows. So I'm having this slides presentation, and I'm broadcasting via Ustream live. And this is the first time I've done this, so I want to welcome everybody coming and listening here. And I want to make sure that you all know that these slides are available for people if you're interested. If you just send me an email to thistleridge@hotmail.com, and you can get a copy of these slides for free. Just send me an email, and I'd love to have you have a copy of these slides. So this is going to be my first presentation here with these slides, and I'd like to welcome everybody on board. So reasons why you don't want to win at horse shows. Now, don't win at horse shows. Now, people are probably wondering, why the heck do you have that Battlestar Galactica stormtrooper figure person there? And I just wanted to put that there because when I was showing, that's kind of what I thought of the judge, is some sort of monster or some sort of figure that I wasn't able to talk to, didn't know where they were, didn't know what they were looking for, and it was kind of a very secretive thing. And I'm trying to dispel that rumor that judges are not approachable. Judges are approachable. Judges like to watch lovely horses. Judges want to help you. Judges want to make sure that you are doing the best you can do, because if you know what the judge is looking for, that makes the judge's job better, easier, and the judge can judge the horse as it's going over the fence rather than having to do what I call negative judging, which is that horse had a wrong lead, that horse had 10 trot steps, and that horse had 20 trot steps. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, is to teach people what the judge is looking for so that it makes my job as a judge just that much nicer. So today we are going to talk about reasons you don't pin, what you can do to improve your placings, how to get the judge to notice you, big mistakes people make, and what to do about those mistakes. If you have any questions, send me an email at thistleridge@hotmail.com. Thistleridge@hotmail.com. My name is Laura, and you can just ask me a question there. And if you want a copy of these slides, thistleridge@hotmail.com. First reason why you don't win or pin is because you fall off. This is a major thing. If you fall off, you see this person has fallen off. Good thing they have their helmet on there, because it would have been very bad if they didn't have a helmet on. And what is a fall? Falls are considered to be when you come detached from your horse, when you're no longer sitting on your horse, or you need help to get back on top of your horse. And a horse is considered to have fallen when its shoulder or haunch touches the ground. And that does happen. It happens in dressage. I've seen that happen in dressage. I've seen it happen in the hat classes, seen it happen in the under saddle classes and flat classes as well, that a horse just slips and fall on its side, and it can happen. So horses do fall, and competitors also fall, and if you do, that's sorry, you're out. That's the worst thing that can happen to you on the course, is having a fall, because it takes you right out of the competition. And I want to encourage people to read and study their discipline rules, their competition rules, and their show rules, so that they know and understand what a fall is for them, because it may not be the same for them as it is for if you're showing in a quarter horse or dressage or eventing or a jumper or hunter. All the different disciplines have different criteria for a fall, and what you can do and what you can't do for a fall. Falls eliminate. Do not mount in the ring. That's an insurance thing, and horse show people get very upset if you remount in the ring. So the fall, though, if you fall in the ring, it doesn't disqualify you from the rest of the day's events. you have to make sure and check with your discipline rules. The rules that I'm going by, which is the hunter-jumper rules, does. You are allowed to finish your competition the rest of the day. If you fall, if for example in the hunter show, the hunter shows that I judge, if you fall in your first class, you usually go at 2 or 3 courses over fences. If you fall in the first course over fences, you're not allowed to remount and there continue on. You have to lead your horse out of the ring, and I would recommend you see a medic. Go see, tell them that you fell off. Make sure that you're okay, make sure your helmet's okay, and then you are allowed to compete in the next classes. Now, make sure you understand your specific rules. Specific rules. If you remount in the ring, you are disqualified from showing in that ring for the rest of the day. So it's in your best interest not to remount. Now, third reason why. Oopsie, sorry about that. I just messed up. More on false disobedience. Okay, so if you have fallen or something happens between the signal to start and the moment the competitor crosses the starting line, they're not penalized. So this is for the hunter riders, jumper riders and event riders. If you come in the ring, judge blows the whistle to start, and if you fall off, if the blowing the whistle spooks your horse and you fall off, you can get back on and go through the start line. As in jumping and stadium jumping, your round does not start until you cross the start and finish line. You are not on course until you are start and finish line. So that is, you are allowed to get back on. Hunters, you start as soon as you enter the ring. So remember that. Reason number 2, refusals. If you're in the hunter ring, a refusal is a death wish. If your horse stops in front of a fence or runs out, runs by the jump, you will not place in the round. It scores an immediate 40 or less, depending on the severity of the refusal. It is better to have a knockdown than a refusal. Stopping in front of the fence without jumping it, running out, going past the vertical plane of the jump, circling in front of the fence, stopping anywhere on course. Stopping anywhere on course, or backing up, rearing, doing naughty things on course. Those are all considered disobediences and refusals and will be scored as such. There's a good picture of a refusal. The rider looks like it should be going over the jump, but the horse says, not today, honey. Knockdowns, if you get a knockdown, that's going to knock you into the 50s. Bad form over fences, dropped leg, so the horse goes over the jump, drops a leg down, or if the horse gets over top of the jump, realizes it's a little wider oxer than what he thought, he might start flailing his front legs. Hanging a leg, very similar to dropping a leg, leaving off of one leg, and other disasters, bad form, kicking out. I can't think of anything right now, but those pretty much covers it. Other major faults: trotting, breaking anywhere on course, leaving strides out, adding strides in, chipping, popping, adding, getting too close, pausing or stopping on takeoff, dwelling in the air, wrong lead, disunited, spooking, not tight, twisting, stalls, running away, jumping, crooked, skips a change, rubs flat, out too far, too deep. Most have been to do with the jump itself. Now the rest of the picture comes into play. These are 3 pictures of 3 different horses jumping 3 different ways, and I would love for you to tell me how you would place these. Personally, when I look at these horses, this horse here on the left is a lovely photo. You see the horse is rounding nicely. Its forearm is parallel. It's lovely. This horse, you look at it over here, its arm is not parallel to the ground. It's almost vertical, so that's kind of bad. This horse is lovely vertical, horizontal forearm, and his knees tucked up, and his forearms and hooves very nicely curled up underneath himself. So for me, I would place this horse first, this horse second, and this horse third, based on these pictures that I see right in front of me right now. Again, if you want a copy of these slides, just give me a email, thistleridge@hotmail.com, thistleridge@hotmail.com, and I'd love to send you these slides. Minor faults, most having to do with the non-jumping. Minor faults have to do with the non-jumping aspects of the horse. Movement, rhythm, stride, gait, tense, relaxed, way of going. If they're bending, if their ears are back or forward, tail swishing, tack and turn out, tight martingale, or if they're inverted. These are the things that the judge will notice and will get you noticed in a good way at a horse show. At a recent horse show, my niece had a horse and it was going really nicely, and she said, "Why won't my horse place? That's the best he can go. What am I doing wrong? What am I going to do? How come he's not placing? He doesn't go any better than this." So I said, "Well, Sarah, if he doesn't go any better than that, maybe the other horses are jumping better." But they weren't. So what I told her was to go and braid her horse's tail. I said, "Well, maybe it's just because you're like 7th or 8th and you get a score of a 78 where the winner's getting an 85. That might bring you up a few points." And you know what? It did. She went in the next round. Horse did the same as it always does, and she came third. I thought it was amazing. And that is braiding the horse's tail to show off the horse. Made it move a little, didn't make it move any differently. It just made it look that little bit differently. It gives you that different flavor when you're in the ring. And the judge notices those things, and you notice those things. The fewer marks on the page, the better. Turnout can add points, and that's the little asterisk about the recent horse show. Even pace, good rhythm, and good form of the fences, these are all the things that the judge wants to see. There's a beautiful braided mane. The first thing the judge wants to see is must find all the jumps. The horse must get to the jumps in the proper spot. There's a nice horse getting to the proper spot. Excuse me. The judge is looking for a horse that's good form, good rhythm, good movement, well turned out, and beautiful to look at. Look at that horse. He's typey, his ears are up, his knees are up, his knees are folded underneath. Lovely photo. Let me get a little closer view of that. Let's see if that works. Does that work? A little bit. You can see that. Horse's knees are up and forward. It's lovely. What a lovely horse. Lovely. It's lovely turned out. Its tail is braided. Its mane is braided. The martingale is beautiful. The bridle is suitable for the horse. The rider's turned out lovely. It's just a lovely, lovely everything. Get noticed in a good way. Have excellent turnout. That means nice braids, not overnight braids. Tail braided. Clean horse. And believe me, I can appreciate a horse that comes in the ring that's white, or a pinto that's white, or a palomino that's beautiful cream colored with no manure stains. I know how much it took to get that horse into that shape. Oiled hooves, it helps. But avoid the grooming session at the in gate. Get it done beforehand. Quick rub down, wipe the boots off, put the oil on the hooves at the in gate, trot in, start the class. That's what the judge wants to see. The judge wants to see that you are prepared and you are going in that show ring with everything focused on the job at hand. If you stand at the in gate and have a complete grooming session, what's the judge going to think about that? You should have done that before at the horse trailer the night before. Get to the in gate, get to the job. Get to the job at hand. Tack. Clean. Doesn't have to be new. Just get it clean, shiny, sparkly. Put a little bit of oil on it or a little bit of saddle soap on it, or wipe it off just before you come in the ring so that it's clean. Should be appropriate for the horse and for the class. D-rings, martingales, all that type of thing. When you are going in for the jog or while you're waiting for the next class, remove the sweat stains from your horse. I find it very irritating to have competitors coming into the ring and they have sweat stains, sweat dripping down the horse's side from underneath the saddle pad. And I understand that it's hot out. I understand that you've been warming up, and I understand that the horse is sweating. But what I don't understand is why there is globs of dust like icicles hanging off the horse's side when it comes into the ring. Not appropriate. Sponge the horse off. Do your warm-up. Get a cloth, wipe off some sweat marks, brush off the sweat marks, remove the sweat marks so that you're not coming into the ring. Sign of sweat marks for me means that you've been in that warm-up ring and really, really working that horse really hard. There's a reason why there's sweat marks on that horse, and I notice it. In between classes, give your horse a break. Get off your horse's back. And please don't hold up the class by waiting and waiting and waiting. Extra points for not holding up the class. Get in there, get into your ring, get to the job at hand. I will appreciate a rider that comes in, knows what's going on, and gets to the job. Rider turnout, also important. Keep yourself clean. Keep yourself in jackets. If they're excused, just before they're entering the ring, putting on a jacket will give you that extra edge. Spurs, hairnet, gloves, all those things add up. Again, if you want more information, I have my email address here is laura@thistleridgestables.com, or you can just do thistleridge@hotmail.com, and we will put in webinar slides or request webinar slides in the subject line. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. Please send me an email. My name is Laura Kelland-May. I'm a senior judge, and you can find me on Facebook at Thistle Ridge Skill Builders and also at the Horse Show Judge. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.